Hey, what up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the G Perspective. I am your host, GMike Perez, aka GMike. Y'all already know what it is, baby. I know it's been a while. I haven't done a bunch of these in the last few weeks. It's been a busy guy, but now we back at it. I got more time on my hands, so we gonna be putting this out every single week, baby. Real quick, before we get into it, follow me on my social media accounts: Twitter at GeorgeMike Perez, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at GMikeMedia_. And then the podcast itself, the audio version is available on all podcast platforms, the video version on YouTube. This week, got an exciting episode for you guys. It was an awesome conversation for me, especially on the topics and the guests that I brought in. We go into the Miami Dolphins and how they're doing this season, and with 6 games left on the schedule, and maybe they can make a playoff since 2016. And then we jump into the Lamar Jackson feud going on right now with his reply tweet to the fan after the Jacksonville Jaguars game on Sunday. Pretty dope stuff. I'm bringing on a good friend of mine, big time football fan and Miami Dolphins fan, Joshua Vizcaino. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. But yeah, it's a dope episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy it like I did. Please subscribe and leave some comments. Talk shit if you want. But here we go. Let's get into it. Josh, my boy, how you been?
What's up, my boy?
What's up, Doc? Thank you for coming back on the pod, man. I appreciate you, man. I know you're a busy man making all that money and shit, man.
Don't tell nobody.
Hey, $5 a day is enough, right?
Yeah.
Hey, but for real, walking around here just fucking getting water off the street and bread, baby. That's what's up. Hey, man, no, for real, man. Appreciate your time, bro. I know you're a busy guy. Bro, a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff that's been going on since the last time you came on this, man. I remember the first time when you came on, we were talking about how the Dolphins, we were seeing how they were gonna do throughout the whole year and stuff, and we're gonna get that to a little later. But right now, man, this little controversy going on with Lamar Jackson. Hey, this man popped off. I found that shit so hilarious, bro. But
the Florida boy, dog.
The Florida boy, exactly. And we're gonna explain a little bit. But first, the Baltimore Ravens, they took on the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday, November 26th. And what was a game that the Ravens should have won going into the fourth quarter. And again, for the third time this season, the Ravens blow a lead in the fourth quarter. And they come down to the last seconds. Jacksonville scores, go up 2 points, going for a 2-point conversion. Then Baltimore gets the ball back. They have a chance to win it with a 67-yard field goal by Justin Tucker, but he misses it. A rare miss because he actually makes those. If it was a dome, I'm pretty sure he'll make this.
Yeah. Nah,
But then
he's got the leg.
Yeah, for sure. After the game, a fan wrote to Lamar Jackson on Twitter. This fan said, quote, "When someone is asking for over $250 million guaranteed like Lamar Jackson," he didn't write Lamar Jackson, he put Lamar Jackson's Twitter tag. "Games like this should not come to Justin Tucker," again, Twitter tag. "Let Lamar walk and spend that money on a well-rounded team." So it was a criticized tweet to Lamar Jackson because he's putting the blame on Lamar for the Ravens losing that game. We'll get into that after this. So Lamar replies, and this is how you know he's a Florida boy, 100%. He goes, "Boy, shut the fuck up. Y'all be capping too much on this motherfucking app. Never smelt a football field, never dish shit, but eat dick." Hey, before we get into anything else, man, yo, how do you feel about Lamar replying with that tweet?
First of all, he's wrong, right?
Mhm.
Like, when you're at a certain threshold, you know, they have like that saying, like, what is it? Like, elephants aren't, concerned about the thoughts or something of mice.
Huh. I think there's another one for Lions too, or
Yeah, like I
the Wolves. Yeah, something like that. But I know what you're saying.
I get it because he's a young man and it sucks to see that. But you got to understand, bro, you're an NFL quarterback. You know, Buddy's tweeting at you from his living room, and exactly how he said, it's probably a dude that's probably never even played JV football. You get
Facts.
me? So,
Facts.
um, but dude, it's like my whole thing is with any athlete, you can't respond to people on the internet because technically, if you respond to one, you got to respond to all, and that's a rabbit hole you don't want to go down,
Yeah.
right? And everyone's gonna talk shit. You know, it is what it is. What I do want to say, because I saw some comments that they were like, "Oh, he referred to this person as like they try to make it into like a gay controversy because he said
Yeah.
eat a
Yeah.
dick." He did not say anything about that man being gay. He simply told him, "You're a dick eater." You
It's
know,
it's the Florida in us though. That's why they don't understand that. That's what it is.
yeah. You know, so that for sure I want to say he was just trying to rank the guy and like shut up, you're a nerd, pretty much. Did he use the wrong words? For sure, and that's why you shouldn't respond at all because everyone's gonna be nitpicky about what you do. I don't care what anyone says. Whatever price he's asking, if the Ravens don't give it to him, another team is going to.
Yeah. Facts. Facts. Well,
Right?
real quick before you keep going on that, because we're gonna talk about that for sure, for sure. But just because, just so I want to stick on the tweet for a second.
Go ahead.
Shut the chill. Was hilarious as fuck. Going back to what you're saying, the whole eat a dick thing, that's not something that someone from Florida is telling someone else, like saying like, "Oh, you're gay," and this and that. No, it's not. Like you I get it. You don't understand the Florida culture, especially down south, and that's fine. You could get it misconstrued and stuff. There's always a learning curve to stuff. What he means by eat a dick is like, yo, fuck you, eat shit. Like
Yeah.
that's exactly what
Yeah.
he means. And it's honestly, I agree with you. He is in the wrong because he's on a different level. He's on a platform that everybody uses, and he's well known around the United States and stuff. Like you gotta watch out what you say. But then again, I'm the type of person, you know me, man. Yo, freedom of speech for real, man. Like, yo, if you're out here criticizing me, why am I gonna get in trouble because I respond back to you? And especially if it's not something like, oh, he went up to him and he fucking threw the fade right quick and he hit him with a 1-2. No, it's through Twitter, bro. It's through social media. It's through the internet, man. Like, come on, man. Like, you guys are putting like too much pressure on this whole Twitter thing and like, oh, you gotta watch out what you say and stuff. Like, I get it, but I don't think it's right. And that being said, what Lamar said, shout out to him, bro. Fuck that. Fuck that fan. This motherfucker, he came at him and said some stuff because at the end of the day, man, that game is not on Lamar. That game is on that sorry ass defense and that sorry ass secondary. Because if that defense was fire, that wouldn't happen. The Ravens will probably be undefeated right now if the defense was actually good. But just how you were stating with the whole guaranteed contract, do you think that he deserves that guaranteed contract?
100%. And one, right? He's broken records for Baltimore. Wait, hold on, pause. Who was the quarterback before him?
Joe Flacco. And I think there was like a few games that it was someone else. I don't even know right now.
Like,
Like I would have to
bro,
look up.
where's Joe Flacco at?
New York.
And who just started over him?
Mike White.
You
What
know, so
he did pretty good. I'm not gonna lie though.
no, the kid balled out.
Yeah.
Obviously against a suspect defense, but he did exactly what he should, and he played great. I don't wish him continued success, as you know, I'm on the other side.
Of course.
But I think you have to say Lamar deserves the money because of the money we just saw Deshaun get with Cleveland, right? And he's coming back this next week.
Mhm.
And don't get me wrong, if I had to just football, I'm not talking about booty rubs and bad tweets from Lamar. I'm talking just football. I 10 times out of 10, I'm taking Watson over Lamar. But
Because his
just
passing
from the check,
ability really.
yeah, just from the check he got and all of the stuff that was going on, there's no way you can look Lamar in the face after the numbers he's put up, because historically his numbers are great. It's not like they're just great for Baltimore. You know how like the Dolphins praise Dan Marino. It's not just like Baltimore or these records. Like, no, you look at his stuff and you're like, damn, he's not a throwing quarterback and he has these numbers. Like, the numbers speak for themselves. So if they want to be nitpicky about it, the tweet literally says, go use this money to build a team. Okay, you know who the most important person on that team is? The quarterback. So, and trust me, coming from a place where the last time we were in a Super Bowl was in 1973, and we haven't had a good, decent quarterback up until like maybe now with Tua for damn near 50 years, you know?
That's a
So,
drought.
right? And I'm not saying Marino's bad, but we praise Marino. Marino ain't give us the game. All right.
Yeah.
So it's not easy to find those guys. And we're talking about the games that they blew the leads. I know it was to us with Tua, with Trevor. Who was the other quarterback that they lost the lead to?
That who they lost the lead to? I'm sorry.
Yeah, because the Ravens just you just said they had those 3 games
Yeah, yeah. So
of
it was the Dolphins, the Jags, and let me look at the. I can't remember the top of my head, but they lost. I think it was. It could have been the Giants or it could have been Cincinnati.
Okay, so if it was Cincinnati, right? I can't. If it's the Giants, they slept on that one. But if it was Cincinnati, you lost to 3 competent quarterbacks.
Yeah, no, it was the Giants. It was the Giants.
It was the Giants.
Yeah,
Okay,
they scored
that's
14 in the fourth quarter, and they were
yeah.
up. Yeah, they were up. Yep, going into the fourth.
That one's definitely on the defense,
Facts,
right?
facts.
What I will say, one, Tua balled the hell out in that game versus Baltimore. It is the numbers he put up is it's kind of hard not to go against it. Of course, you got to blame it on the defense. Trevor Lawrence hasn't played awesome, but I am of the belief that when it's all said and done, Trevor Lawrence is going to be up there
Mm-hmm.
with very, very good personnel. I don't think he's gonna end his career being bad. I think he's gonna be a very good quarterback in the NFL when he gets his feet under him. And realistically, how you said, if Tucker's in a dome with a little less wind, you guys win the game and no one's talking crap.
Facts.
Um, the kid can't possibly do any more than what he's done. I personally like him. Of course, his background of Florida. And to be real, I don't know if I've ever even told you this before, but I don't want a pretty boy on my football team. I don't. I don't like this isn't the like when all the receivers get cute and they want to dance before and after the games. I don't want that receiver on my squad. I
Not
don't.
Juju. Juju,
Yeah,
don't go to Miami.
like Odell's very talented, right? I wouldn't want Odell on my squad. Not because of anything else, but it's just like I feel like the pretty boy type of cats in the NFL, they want way too much attention. And it's attention that's ungranted. And I just want you to go out there and I want you to play like D Hop.
Yeah, yeah. Ball. Ball.
I just go out there and play. Lamar deserves the money. Like
Yeah.
the shortest answer possible. Whoever says he doesn't, it's like you're either not looking or and to be real, even this season, like I saw a tweet that says, "Oh, he's been playing like unreliable." I don't see that. I don't see where he's super up then super down. the same way he runs his offense, he's literally the offense. When a defense comes in for that offense, they say, all right, how are we gonna shut this guy down? We got to force him to throw the ball. We got to keep him in the pocket. They're not worried about Andrews. And to be real, they don't have like any star wide receiver.
At all.
Yeah.
I don't even think they have a wide receiver one. I think wide receiver one is Mark Andrews, and that's tough.
Yeah, you can't run your offense through a tight end. As good as he may be, even if it was Travis Kelce, you can't run your offense through that. They're big guys. They're slow. They're not gonna, they're not jumping out the gym in any means. They're talented, of course, but you need someone there to throw the ball to. He deserves the money. Especially now with how the salary caps are.
Yeah.
There's no excuse.
Yeah. Just to put in perspective, right? The fourth quarter against the Jags, Baltimore put up 15 points. The Jacksonville Jaguars put up 18. So to blame it on Lamar is downright disrespectful as fuck, bro. Like, there's no way that Lamar is losing these games when the defense cannot stop the other team's offense from scoring the ball. There's no way. And I get why people like they're like, yo, this guy wants 250 guaranteed. Like, that's crazy and whatever. But dude, man, the guy has won an MVP. He's taking you guys to multiple playoffs. He probably could have gone deep in the playoffs if he had better defenses. This year he has no receivers. How we were just talking about, his wide receiver one is Mark Andrews. Like, how can you run an offense through that? His running backs get hurt each and every week. He hasn't had one solid running back go through 3 games. Gus Edwards came back like week 6, week 7. J.K. Dobbins missed the first 3 games, came back, played, and then was injured again. Like, what do you want this guy to do, bro? You guys want this guy to be Superman on the fucking field, bro? Like, yo, open your eyes and actually watch what the hell's going on, bro. This guy definitely deserves the money. And putting the blame on him is downright disrespectful. Like I said, it's the defense that's actually shutting shit out. Look what happened against the Dolphins, bro. They were up on you guys fucking 20-something points. I think 22 points going into the fourth quarter. Yeah, and Tua said, yo, these corners and safeties are trash. We about to light this shit up. And that's exactly what they did. Yeah, man.
And look, what I also want to say about everyone's talking about the 250. I think Lamar knows he's not getting 250. Right? But I'm a salesman.
And he's his own agent. Remember, he has no agent.
Yeah. Once again, Florida boy. No one else is gonna do some shit like that. But my whole thing is like, let's say I want 180 million, right? You think I'm gonna ask you for 180?
No, of course not.
No,
of course not.
I'll be like, give me 250. Buddy got 250, right? He got 250. I need 250, and then we're gonna see where we meet at, right? So if you end up giving me 190, awesome. I got more than even what I wanted. I don't think he's unrealistic. I don't think he's a dumb person, but he damn sure wants his money. He understands, what. Pause. Did Lamar win an MVP?
Lamar won an MVP back in 2017, 19.
Wow. So, MVP caliber quarterback. Bro, like,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I don't see
2019 MVP. 2 Pro Bowls, 1 All-Pro. Bro, this guy has 7 awards, bro. Are you gonna tell me that he's not worth it? This guy's running out there. He's 6'2", 212 pounds, bro. That's not big at all. Bro, that's like skinny.
If they feel like they aren't going to give him the money, you like, there's a few teams out there, like, even if they don't fit, because look, to be real, he wouldn't fit in our system, technically.
No.
But let's say Like you don't think like teams will just like think about it? Like, damn.
Bro, I'll tell you right now that we were talking about it earlier. One team off the top of my head that will fit the system and they have weapons on the fucking offensive side of the ball, the New York Jets. They got Bryce Hall. They got Michael Carter Jr. running the damn ball. Even Tyler Johnson sometimes makes some sparks here and there. Receivers, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, the fucking tight end that started popping off this season, early in the season, he could probably do damage
Their
too.
defense is good too,
And
bro.
their defense is fucking disgusting, bro. If this guy goes to New York, and I promise you, New York will praise this man.
You get me? And I'm the money's there, bro. I
Yeah.
don't. I love when these billionaires start getting stingy with money. Um, I don't think they're gonna let him walk. I think they know exactly what they're doing. You know, they save themselves a year. So okay, yeah, I will franchise him. He's been playing good this season.
Bro.
Is he having his MVP numbers? Of course not, because he doesn't have Brown there. You know, he doesn't have a receiver that's gonna kill people or not even kill people, but just the defense being mindful, right? Like, oh damn, we gotta watch this dude. You know, like wherever number X is, you know, make sure to stay on him. No, everyone's only focused on Lamar.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of tape out on him already, right? So I say it all the time. You see these same thing that's gonna happen with Tua after this season too. He's going off this year. Awesome, love it. But next year is gonna be tough because now everybody got this tape. People start seeing your tendencies, what you're used to. You've been playing like this your whole life. So you have little tendencies that you don't even know you have. When someone starts looking at all the tape, they're gonna say, "Oh, wow, you know, when he snaps on a play action, he dodges his foot to the left." It's gonna be little
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
That everyone gets to see. That's why, like, even him playing to this caliber is impressive because he has nobody. This is the first time I think in our lifetime that we see the Baltimore have a shitty defense.
Bro.
We've never seen that. We've never been used to that. That's why at the beginning of the season when they're like, oh, yeah, cool, Miami did this, but to Baltimore's defense, I got a little mad. I was like, bro, Baltimore's always had a defense, right? Because that's always been their identity. They just don't have it this year.
Nah, yeah. And it's mostly the linebackers in the secondary because the defensive line is dope. I think the defensive line is sick, but the secondary, they have injuries. The linebackers, they had injuries también, but now they got their players back and the chemistry's not messed up. Like, yeah. Another team too, man, is who they play this weekend, the Denver Broncos. If he goes over there for the Denver Broncos, because the way Russell Wilson, I don't know what the hell's wrong with him. Something's going on with his mental. But bro,
He's a
you put
celebrity
Lamar
now.
in that.
He's a celebrity now.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel like he's just riding the wave, riding the wave.
I think as well, what he's personally having issues with is he wants to. I think this is his first year trying to maintain himself in the pocket. He hasn't been running, not because he can't. I just think he really is trying to make himself better in the pocket.
Mm.
Definitely hasn't, you know, worked as of right now. But you see it, dude. He's got his linemen screaming at him on the sidelines. Like
Yeah, that was hilarious.
he's playing bad. And then the whole like I was working out in the plane, like Russell, shut the hell up and
Cringy,
just
dog. Cringy
play
as hell.
football. It was after one of his losses. He was like trying to promote some company. I'm like, dude,
Yeah, like, dude, man,
get out.
you're not focused on the damn prize, man. Crazy, crazy. But yeah, man, Lamar, keep fighting, get that money, man. You deserve it for sure. But now, hey, your Dolphins, man, your Dolphins. We've been watching it all year. Your Dolphins have been proven. The first 3 games, they went 3-0. They lost two in the Cincinnati game in the first quarter. They lost 3 straight. I mean, very valid excuse. Put Teddy Bridgewater in there. I love Teddy Bridge, two gloves, but he's not it. Skylar Thompson, he's decent, but he's not it. Tua comes back and they go on a 5-game winning streak till right now. real quick, off the dome, how you feeling about the Finns right now,
I'm happy, right? They've been playing good. I'm definitely happy for Tua, right? Because in our last conversation, I told you this is the year that he either shows people he's capable of being in this league or he's not. Um, and I think he showed that he definitely has a position in this league. Scares the hell out of me that I can hit him over the head with a feather duster and maybe he's out for the game, right? Um, but that's just you're always gonna deal with that with a smaller body. We saw look Kyler Murray damn near every year he's out for a couple games. When you start having these giant 350-pound guys smacking you, it's not the same. And then he realistically doesn't know how to fall. Like in the Texans game, like he made himself go into a scorpion. Like he didn't even get tackled like all that way. He bended himself back. I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
man? Oh my
Like
god. That scare
so.
with his leg though. You saw that how his leg bent back and he got
No,
up
he did.
immediately.
He did it himself. He looked like a break dancer.
Yeah. I was like, what
I
the
don't,
fuck?
yeah, I don't get it.
Mm.
ESPN has been getting on
Mm.
us about our defense, and we've had injuries. I don't like to blame anything on injuries because everybody has one. We just saw like Von Miller went down for Buffalo, which I think is gonna really destroy their defense. Um, but we've gone from having our guys that are awesome at man, and now we've been playing a lot of zone. So I think we're now just getting used to that zone play. Um, even when Tua was out, like the only team that ran it up on us, unfortunately for me, was the Jets, right? But even the game with the Bengals, we were in that game. Uh, I love Teddy once again, another Florida boy. But how you said, Teddy is not it. He's not.
Mm.
I think our offense has been playing great. If we get our running game to look how it did a couple games ago, not our last game because it was terrible. The biggest question is these 3 games that we have now coming up.
Well, I say 4, but okay.
Well,
Because the Packers are on the rise right now. Like, even though
yeah,
they
but
lost Aaron Rodgers, but he could be back for that game.
the reason why I say these 3 is realistically, these 3 are the teams that I think are capable of, like, these are teams that we want to beat, but are damn sure capable of beating us.
Mm-hmm.
So even if we were to win 2 of these and then lose to the Packers, I think it'll suck, especially that it's Christmas Day and I'm going to be there. But I would be happy if we go to San Fran and win, right? I would be ecstatic if I personally think Buffalo is going to beat the dog shit out of us when we go up there.
Revenge game.
Yeah, just because of.
The
But
weather. December
once again,
18th.
that defense isn't going to be the same. I was looking. I think Von Miller has I don't know if it was 26 sacks or 26 pressures on the quarterback, and then like his next teammate that's close to him, both of them got 12.
Dang.
So it's like, yo, 2 dudes combined can't do what he does, and he's a special talent.
He's gotten a sack every single game except against Miami.
Yeah, which I'll take. Right, I don't want him
Oh,
hitting our.
I'm sorry. He's gotten a tackle every single game except Miami, and he's gotten multiple sacks. Okay, so against Miami, he didn't have a sack either.
So my biggest thing with our squad, for me to say, hey, this is a successful season. I think we've been playing great, but our division is so stacked that we could fuck around and not be in the playoffs.
Yeah, you gotta keep winning.
And you got Tampa over there, the head of their division. They don't even got a winning They don't even got a winning fucking record.
Trash.
Um, that's just how the dice is rolled sometimes. I personally, I'm not terrified of San Fran's offense. I'm scared of Christian McCaffrey and Debo.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I feel realistically, if we stack the box and force Jimmy to throw it, and if our offense could hold up on their defensive line, which is another thing, are we gonna have Armstead back? We saw you saw in our last game versus the Texans, the worst team in the NFL, how one person makes a difference.
Yep.
Whole game went smooth. Armstead comes out, Tua starts getting hit. Right. And you're thinking like, Jesus Christ, come on, all of us are NFL athletes, right? But that's the difference between having a first rounder in there and having
Facts.
somebody else. So that's gonna be a big deal because Bosa is a beast and he's gonna want to be there all day, right? But their secondary sucks.
Yeah, it's not that great.
Their front four is awesome. They literally, it's very rare that they even blitz. They just bring their front four and let them do the talking.
Even
I
their
think,
linebackers are pretty straight too. I feel like the
yeah, yeah,
linebackers are great.
yeah. I'm not scared of their secondary at all, especially with our receivers. I don't care.
Yeah, no, no, no.
The thing is Tua going to have enough time to get rid of the ball? I know he gets rid of it quick, but
Mm.
is he going to have that time? I think this is realistically going to come down to our offense versus their defense. You saw how Jimmy put up 13 against the Saints, like with all the weapons he has. He has a winning record, but I'm sorry, I don't believe in Jimmy G. I'm a big believer in, hey, force him to throw it. If he beats us, fair game, Jimmy. You got it. But I'm not letting the monster white boy get us. You know,
Better
uh,
not.
yeah, I don't want Debo balling on. If Jimmy's gonna beat us, hey, fair game. You had yourself a game, my friend. But I think that's how we got to play it. Force him to throw. If he beats us, hats off. You got it. You are an NFL quarterback. You can get some of those. Um, the Chargers have been coming up.
Yep. They're getting
Buffalo
their
is,
players back. Most of
yeah.
their players. I know J.C.
No,
Jackson out, but
and Herbert. A lot of people got on Tua of the seasons of like after he was hurt. I myself included. I would give him his little slack, and I would say, he is injured, but you still got to be the quarterback. And same thing, Justin got hurt early in the season. And everybody was sort of on him like, oh wow. They were saying like, oh, look at Tua now and look at Justin. I get it. They're always gonna have to deal with all of the back and forth, but Justin's a good quarterback.
yeah, and
you know,
especially coming in the same draft too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a good quarterback. I'm sure now his injury feels a little better, and you can tell he's slinging that thing like he always has. And then the Bills are the Bills. They once again, I never want anybody to go down to an injury, but hey, I'll take the game without Von Miller, right? I'm not gonna like super complain about that. I feel like Josh Allen has been playing very 50-50.
Yeah,
Um,
I think he has a Tommy John injury going on.
yeah, he hasn't been playing awesome, but he has been playing awesome, if that makes any sense.
his shit play is still fucking good.
Yeah, yeah. Like my whole thing is like I never let anyone call me and say, "Oh, they lost because of him." Which you could make the arguments. Technically, when we beat them, he had the opportunity to beat us, and he chipped the throw into the
Yeah, it was
end zone,
bad throw. Yeah.
right? But I can never blame him for losing because every time they win, it's because of him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can't ask a dude to do everything and then he doesn't make a few throws and then you're like, oh wow, bro, you let us down.
Yeah, like
Um,
you can't expect someone to play perfect every single fucking game. Come on.
yeah. And the thing is, dude, I hope eventually for his career, not for the team, because obviously I'd rather beat the shit out of him. But for his career, I hope they get an understanding of, let's not make this fucking kid run this ball, because he's a big guy. He's the only quarterback that I've seen consistently stiff arming linemen and linebackers, which is very impressive. But people are gonna start getting tired of that shit. And I say every time I see a running quarterback, when we played Justin Fields and he was going off on us,
Yeah.
he's running down the field. I'm saying somebody put a lick on his ass. He wants to run, treat him like a runner.
Mm-hmm.
Put the shoulder on his ass, hit him. Because if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna come out that pocket, we gotta treat you how you should be treated.
Yeah, fact.
And at the end of the day, it's football. We gotta let you know, don't come out here, playboy, which is hard to do to Josh Allen because he's huge. But these dudes in the NFL, especially when we start getting into playoffs, when we're getting into those games that they start to really matter. I'm not saying dudes are purposely going out there and like, oh, I want to hurt this person. But they're trying to let you know, I'm here. If you come down this path the wrong way, I'm going to lay this on you.
You're going to get hit, boy.
Yeah, no, and realistically, if Buffalo doesn't have Josh Allen, they're trash.
Yeah.
They're bad.
I don't even know who's behind him.
No, Diggs is great, but even having Diggs out there, like we've seen those games where Diggs isn't a huge factor. You know, he wasn't a huge factor against Detroit. And Detroit's defense is horrible. It's amongst the worst in the league. And they you know, I really wanted them to lose that game with the Lions.
Yeah, you needed that too, man. You know, they pulled that out Thanksgiving Day.
No, the Lions ended up losing because they played scary at the end. Like, bro, you're the Lions. Go over there and try to score a touchdown. They wanted to be cute and let's go to overtime, which I don't even know why you want to give Josh Allen a chance in overtime.
Exactly. No, bro. You do not go for overtime, especially against a dope ass team and you're a mediocre team. You do not go to overtime.
You know, and look, even I say, oh, Diggs didn't have a great game, but look, he comes down, he makes that catch over the middle.
Still got a touchdown.
You know, and then they end up winning the game. Yeah. We should beat the crap out of the Packers. I get it. They're coming up, Aaron.
But bro, if they don't have Aaron, for sure, you guys should win by like at least 2 touchdowns.
I think even with him, he still has the thumb issue, right? We've never seen, and I sort of knew something was happening. I questioned if he wanted to play. Because I'm like, dude, Aaron was never this bad. You know, like he had throws, dudes are wide open. He's not hitting them. I'm like, something's going on.
Yeah, but there was a lot of throws though that he was hitting them, and they fucking shit. Yeah, no. You know what I'm saying?
But that goes down to the Packers. Even though they have one of the best fan bases in the world, their organization is not good.
Yeah. Because the organization is run by the people, the citizens in, where the fuck is Green Bay at? Missouri? Milwaukee.
I get what you mean, though. Wherever the hell it's at.
Whatever the hell. Somewhere up there, somewhere up north, the coldest shit.
Wherever they sell the cheese heads at. Yeah. But nah, he's another person. You think like Bill Belichick isn't looking at this season with Aaron and he's like, yeah, take him for granted if you want to. Right? You think Bill isn't like, hey, he's playing bad. Everyone's talking shit about him. Like,
we could get him for the cheap. We get him for the cheap.
Right? Like, because bro, he is good at what he does. He's not a super athletic person. He's not huge. He's just a good quarterback, you know, and like the same two, obviously way more athletic, but like Patrick Mahomes, like you don't look at Patrick and you're like, wow, this guy, like you look at Josh Allen, you're like, fuck, he's a specimen. You know, Patrick is just awesome. He's a quarterback. Sometimes people end up doing what they're born to do. Aaron Hernandez, look at me, Aaron Hernandez. I'm going crazy.
That boy saw the documentary yesterday.
I've been watching the documentary. Aaron Rodgers is a great thrower of the football. Whenever he gets rid of the thumb issue, and realistically, we got to look at he's another guy that doesn't have a wide receiver.
I like Christian Watson. I like Christian Watson, but still, he needs more weapons. For sure.
I like him too, and I'm not trying to bring race into this. You get me? But we need a if he's not that boy from the Rams, or like a Christian McCaffrey, like he's not one of those. You need to have weapons in this league, bro. And in the NFL, in the NBA, every top tier level, it's a star driven league. Mm-hmm. If you don't have those guys that are special and the other team does, it's a matter of time that you're either going to start looking bad or you're not going to win the games that you need to. Like, bro, Kirk Cousins is normal. But that boy over there catching the ball for him is not.
Yeah.
Facts. That boy Justin Jefferson is
Facts.
ridiculous. And same thing with like Tyreek has already came here to Miami and shown us that he was worth the bread. Right? I still
2 times over.
Yeah. He already showed us that's why.
That's why. Fuck them picks. That's why.
So it takes, and then I can play devil's advocate, and I can say Tua ain't played like that last year by a long shot.
He was injured the first.
Yeah, he had his
8
stuff.
games, I think.
Yeah, he had his stuff.
And then he came back and he balled.
My whole thing is when you have players like that not necessarily, like, of course you have to game plan for them, but it's the players themselves on the other side of the field. They're like, damn, we got to watch this dude.
Yep.
Like one thing that, and the Dolphins haven't done it a lot, but one thing I hate that they've done a few times is sometimes I look at my screen while they're playing and Waddle or Tyreek aren't out there. I already know they're running the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So does the defense. Because when the defense sees both of them aren't there, they're like, oh, fuck, thank you. Like, we got to play off.
Yeah, you gotta play back. You gotta make sure you spread out. You can't clog the box.
And then even mentally, they're like, thank God these motherfuckers aren't here. We don't got to worry about whatever the hell they got going on. Because realistically, if one of them get loose, it could be a touchdown. And there's been some suspect balls that Tua throws up there, and Tyreek and Jalen come down with them. And that's the power of having good receivers on your squad. If you don't have a receiver like that 50-50 starts to turn into a 70-30.
Mm-hmm.
And
more picks, more turnovers.
It could be that simple of just of winning or losing a game. I think we're tremendously talented. For me to say like, oh, this is a successful season, I want to win a playoff game. I love all the glitz and glamour. I love that.
It's not over till it's over.
Yeah. And this is, these 3 games is really going to determine like where we are as a squad, not only our offense, but our defense as well. And I don't think our defense is as horrible as everyone has been. I get it. The numbers say like, oh, we rushed the quarterback X amount of times and blah, 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 blah. Our defense the last 3 seasons has been good. So I just feel like it's
been better than your offense for sure.
Yeah, no, our offense was terrible, right? But we had a defensive minded coach, so our defense was on point. Now we have an offensive minded coach, so our offense is going off. But our defensive coordinator needs to sort of, and our coach told him a couple games ago, like, yo, get this shit together. I don't know what the hell y'all got going on. So I think, we still got, and another thing, Howard has been playing through an injury. So he hasn't fully been himself. And I realistically think that's why we haven't been playing man. I think when it comes to a certain squad and we need to do that, hopefully, that we're in the situation that we're in the playoffs. I think when we get a little healthier, that's going to help. I love that we're having this season, but for me to say, hey, awesome season for us, we got to go win one of those games. I don't care who it's against. I don't care if everyone says it's the worst team in the playoffs. We need to win a playoff game. And then I'm like, even if we get scudded in the second round, we got there, right? Because we haven't seen the Dolphins win a playoff game in a very, very long time. So I have one of my boys like, no, it's already a successful season. I'm like, no, it's not.
Not
It's
over.
not.
It's not over.
No,
Got 6 games left.
We've been playing good, which is awesome. I think we're playing entertaining football, but I want to win a playoff game. If we don't do that, what are we doing it for, right? What we spend all that bread for? I still have my questions on Tua, not on his play. I think his play. I think in the system, he's great. I can't even say he's good. He's great. In the system, he is great. He's playing awesome. And I'm not the biggest Tua fan, so I want people to look at this and be like, he likes the Dolphins, so he's gonna say it. I was shitting on Tua for a few years,
Yeah, I think you're more realistic. I think you're more of a football fan because you actually know the game and shit. They're more of a Dolphins fan.
In this system, he just fits well. He gets the ball out quick, and he's got aimbot on. On a pass that he can laser it like 12 yards, it's going to be there where you need it.
100%.
When we start getting to like that 17, 20, it starts to
I'll give him that. I think like maybe 30. 30 and up, I think that's where it starts like damn, like fuck, I can't get it to the right spot that I want to.
And two, like I've had conversations. I think they realistically need to have a practice where they just set up and like run as fast as you can. I'm gonna throw the ball to you like 50 times today. Because I think it's in his mind too. And we see that from like he just had an interview and he said, for me to have a coach to believe in me, means the world. And bro, probably mentally he was going through some stuff, of like, damn, am I the guy? Am I this? So I feel like mentally he also needs to go, through the habit of throwing the ball long. Because I'd rather you overshoot our guys than underthrow them.
100%. 100%.
And there's, he doesn't have a certain amount of arm strength, but there's been some passes. I forget which game exactly it was. It was definitely a home game. But bro, we could have put the game away. He had Waddle wide open for a bomb ski for the 6. He was gone. And it was only like around there, like a 30-yard pass. And he alligator armed it. And then he underthrew it, and Waddle had to come back, and then it hit the back of the.
I know exactly which one you're talking about. Yep. Yep.
And it was like, bro, we scored that touchdown. Boom, game's over. We go to the tailgate early. So, but I think it's also a confidence thing. I think it's like, bro, put your lead foot down, throw that shit. And sometimes he just. He's a very finesse quarterback too, and he has to be at his size. But he got to fucking throw that shit. And there's one specific throw. It was probably in the same game. He showed me. He doesn't have the long ball. And it's funny because I've seen people on ESPN switch up like, oh, he can't throw the long ball. And now they're like, yes, he can. And I'm like, no, he can't.
No, he can't.
No, he can't.
Well,
I get it.
Technically, he can. It's just it's not where you want it to be. Like, we saw it twice in the Ravens game.
This is what I mean. Did you see the fucking bomb that Lamar threw to Jackson?
Yeah.
Bro, that was a fucking rope.
That was a dot.
That was a rope. I think he threw it from like the 15-yard line all the way to like their 20.
Yeah, like they're 30 around there. Yeah, yeah.
Tua can't do that.
No.
Nothing wrong with that, but he doesn't have that cannon. So I think it was that same game, bro. He put his whole body into that shit. He threw it to Tyreek. Tyreek had to come back. That was when he caught the ball up here and Buddy hit him in the ass with his helmet.
Yep, yep, yep.
That specific throw showed me because dude, he like, I come from a baseball background. We had to like grab the ball and we had to crow hop into our throw, put all our body into it to throw that shit to home plate. That's pretty much what he did. And the ball did not go where he wanted it to go.
Because with a football, you got to put more air on it. That's why it's not like a baseball.
So I'm like, and he really tried. He tried to throw it, but once again, we paid that man for a reason. He came back and caught the ball.
He grabbed that.
uh, he so I personally I want us to be in there. Our division still. The good thing is we have a tough schedule coming up, but so does everybody else in our
your division.
Yeah. Nobody has any like even the Bills playing the Patriots. They're definitely better than the Patriots, but Bill Belichick is a mastermind, bro.
And Thursday night primetime games, bro, anything can fucking happen, bro.
No, and
you've seen it all year.
You know what Bill does. He's gonna go out there. He's gonna double digs. Let someone else beat me. And that's more than likely. I don't. If the Bills get up early, it's over. It's an ass whooping, right? Because we've seen those games when you have to start making, like, if Josh Allen is out there and he's not thinking and he's just playing, he's beating your ass. If you start making him like second guess and the game's close, statistically you have a chance. But he's good, man. And I talk about him not taking hits and he runs a lot, but he's a winner, bro. He's a winner. And he loves the game of football. And that's a difference in a lot of players when you get to the top of any league. There's a difference between, I worked all my life to get this money, and I worked for this to be in this position to win. And he's the type of person that emailed 1,000 fucking schools to play football. Yep. He loves this shit, and that's the difference. It helps that he's 6'4" and a giant man, right? But he loves the game. And when you have something like that, like, look, Aaron Rodgers is awesome. I don't think Aaron has ever like loved football. I think if he loved football, you'll have a little bit of a difference. I think pound for pound, throwing the ball, being in, not just being a quarterback, but like athleticism, throwing the ball, how strong your arm is. Aaron technically, I would say, is better than Tom.
I would say that 100%.
But what's the factor? Tom is 45 and he still wants to play football because he got a damn divorce. Because
I think if he wouldn't have won as much, I think it would be less.
For sure.
And he won a lot. I'm not saying that he's not nasty, because he is, but he won a lot because of their defenses back in the day. So
no, yeah, and the system. That's why earlier I was like, you think Belichick isn't thinking, yo, I won all those with Tom? Imagine with Aaron. Like, you don't think Bill is looking at that shit like, yeah, let them, let the young kid play.
Yeah. We'll take him. We'll take him.
Bro. And dude, they're still in the division right now. Like, they're still battling.
Yeah. No, they're in the playoff hunt.
Yeah. And
especially if they beat Buffalo tomorrow. Sheesh.
And you could argue that they don't have a quarterback.
I wouldn't even
you
argue that.
know,
I'll agree.
you know, is definitely not a super competent quarterback. So it's like, imagine if they had someone that was just subpar. That could give you 14 points a game.
Mhm.
They would have won more games because their defense has been playing good. And Bill Belichick is a mastermind at keep away. He plays. People are playing chess. People are playing checkers. He's playing chess. His mind is just, we never hear anything about Bill, and I realistically think it's just because he stays at the crib watching film all fucking
With his
day.
dogs and his wife and his kids, they will be
Oh,
chilling, just watching football, making money, coaching, chilling, chilling.
and he loves it.
And he loves
He
doing it
loves
too.
it. He
Yep.
comes. He doesn't even talk to the media. The media already knows what to expect from him.
It's like Greg Popovich out there.
Yeah, hey, literally took it out of my mind because I was gonna say it. I just didn't want to bring basketball. But there's a difference of, and just because we did the basketball thing, bro, you think LeBron would have been LeBron James if he ain't loved basketball? You think he still would have been here playing if he didn't spend $1 million or 2 million, whatever the hell it is, on his body to play? He would have not been that. He would have been a good player. It's of course he was awesome, but you loving the game is completely different. There's a whole bunch of talented players that you just physically you're like, wow, bro, this person's good. But if you don't love to play and you're just there for like, okay, yeah, I'll put up some points, let me get my check, this is how I make my living. You don't
Hmm.
you don't give a fuck. You're at the bar the day
Trying to get
before.
the check. You're trying to get the check. Yeah. Well, you made some fucking great points on the Fins. I'm gonna just touch up on little things. Starting with the offense, man. All year, everyone was well at the beginning of the year actually, uh, maybe through the first like few games, everyone was questioning Tua's ability to actually go out there, sling the ball, and win games. Obviously, he has shut all the haters up. He has shut everybody up because this guy is playing tremendously. Talking about when it comes to 0 to 25 yards passing, this guy is accurate as fuck. This guy does not miss a receiver. The balls are getting straight to the jersey numbers, right into the hands. But obviously, when it goes a little above that, it's a little shaky, like how we were talking about. But even then, he still has time to improve on that. It's what his third year, and this year he finally has a dope core around him on the offense. I think it's gonna be good for him moving on. But
And they're not taking him out mid game to like put in another quarterback to
yeah,
see if
yeah,
he
that's
could.
only you guys are up 30-0. I get
No, no,
that.
I'm talking about like when we had Fitz. If he had if he had a couple series that he wasn't playing good, they would yank him.
Yeah, yeah.
Would yank him, and then he'd start the next game. It was
No, no,
stupidity.
you ruin his confidence like that. And then obviously you got the dynamic duo with Hill and Waddle. Just last game they both got 85 yards, no touchdowns, but that has been probably the worst game for them. I think Hill he probably had a terrible game against the it was either the Bengals or the game before that he had only like 19 yards, but Waddle went off completely and Gesicki did his thing too. Yo, like these receivers are just dope as hell for the Fins right now. The only concern is the defense, and it's not even that big of a concern. After obviously after the trade of getting Bradley Chubb, I think it's just more of the chemistry. I think that like how you said, there's a lot of injuries that you guys have had. Now you get Bradley Chubb in, you're trying to fit him into the system. Jaden Phillips is his first year, if I'm not mistaken. Then you got Ingram, another linebacker that you got off the offseason. There's a lot of new pieces on the defense which individually they're fucking great. But together, collectively, now is when they're showing the second half of the season. Now is when they're showing, yo, we're climbing up the charts. We're gonna show you that we're one of the best defenses in the league. And I think last game they put the spark on that, even though it was against a fucking 1-8 Houston Texans team. Yeah, they're trash, but still, you gotta give the props where when it's due. And the defense played amazing that game. hopefully you keep going on against the Niners, like you said, Chargers, Bills, Packers, and then you got the Patriots and Jets at the end. Two divisional games that maybe will come down to actually importance, or is just gonna be like, yo, sit two out and everybody else out. The defense is the only concern, really. But again, I just think it's chemistry. I don't think it's anything else. Together, collectively as a team, I was talking about this with a few friends last night. I think you guys are top three in the NFL right now overall as a team. The only reason you guys are not number one is because of the defense, like how we're talking about. But other than that, you guys, bro, you guys are playing great. You guys have a little tough schedule coming up, but I think that you guys can go a little further in the playoffs. I think you can actually win a playoff game in however long it's fucking been, 50 years, like you said. But I think this year is actually the year that you guys are setting your legitimacy up for the next few years to come. And bro, honestly, dude, like just taking one next game, the Niners. Excuse me. If you stop McCaffrey, because I don't even think Debo's gonna go off like that because he has a hamstring issue.
And supposedly McCaffrey's day to day.
Yeah, he's day to day right now as well.
Something happened with him too.
Yeah, yeah. So, but if he plays, you stop him. Excuse me. You stop him, and it's balls out, bro, for the Finns, honestly. And then you got the Chargers and Bills, those two tough teams right there. And if you win against those two, I think everything else is gonna be set in stone. You guys are gonna make the playoffs, even if it's wild card or not. If you win the division or it's wild card, I think you're gonna make the playoffs. It just matters, I think, on these next three games for sure. Like you said, Niners, Chargers, and Bills, and they're all away. None of them are at home. So I like the Fins, man. Like I'm not a Dolphins fan like that, but I'm from Miami, born and raised, and I would love to see my city fucking in fucking awe, excitement, happiness, just because I've never seen it with the Dolphins ever. We've seen it with the Miami Heat. We've seen it with the Florida Marlins, which is now the Miami Marlins.
Even the Panthers.
The Panthers went to the playoffs last year. That's right. They went to the playoffs last year. I'm not into hockey like that, but still, like,
neither am
yeah.
I. But hey, they got there, right? So
Yeah,
it's like
facts. But we've never seen it. We saw the Dolphins go to the playoffs in 2016 with Tannehill and Javaris Landry and a few other cats, but they didn't win the game that they needed to. I think it was against the Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our two last playoff games was with the Ravens and against the Steelers. And I have a cousin that's a diehard Steelers.
I'm not surprised about that, man. Fucking Steelers fans are all over.
And bro, we got mocked both games. Like it was very clear that we didn't belong there. Yeah. In the last times that we went to the playoffs. So that's why I'm saying for us to have a successful season, we got to get there. We got to win a game. Mm-hmm. You having the background you do, that's exactly why I love that you said that it's more about not necessarily like our players on defense, but the chemistry. Mm-hmm. That's why I thought like off the bye, this was the perfect game to have, right? It was against a team that wasn't good. I told everybody we gotta really beat them how we did the Browns, because that's what we need to do to a team like this. So I think it was a good game for our defense to just gain confidence too. And hopefully they take that into what I will say in our last game. And I'm not saying it because of the fumble that Rowe had a part of, but we were actually laying wood down on that game. And our defense hasn't been a hard hitting defense since like we had Zach Thomas to lay people out back there when we had number 54. That was realistically, in my mind, our last big hitter that you didn't want to come down the middle and see him.
And that was early 2000s right there.
Yeah, that was like we were in elementary school. Mm-hmm. So that's what I liked, that we were actually, because we can play great defense, but the only thing players take serious is when they're coming off that screen and they don't see you just yet, and their fingertips are right there at that ball, and they got to think about, damn, 2 plays ago, buddy just rang my bell. Right? So it's like it's the game within the game. You gotta make contact. especially now that we're getting into a more serious time of the season. If we could win 2 out of these 3 games, I don't see how we struggle with the Packers, Patriots, or Jets.
Yeah.
And the same way I believe that Buffalo realistic, of course they want to beat us, but especially from how we beat them here in Miami, that they really want that revenge win. That's the same way we feel about our last game with the Jets. So I don't know if it's gonna matter at that time or not. Either way, we're gonna want to beat the shit out of them because there's one specific team that we don't like down here, and it's that
It's the
team in New
fucking
York.
Jets, Jets. And I'm gonna be at that fucking game. Hopefully it is an important fucking game. And I know you're gonna be at that game, so we gonna tailgate.
I'll be there, so we will be there early. Hopefully they make it a 1 o'clock game. I don't want it to be 4 p.m. I'd rather be early. We get
If
out there
the
in the morning.
I think if the Jets win, bro, I keep winning and they keep playing good, bro. I think it's gonna be a night game, actually.
I mean, I don't mind that either because then we could
Yeah, we
tailgate when
could
the sun's not fully
exactly.
out.
We could drink all day. We drink all day.
Hey, look, one of my favorite games that I've been to in these last years was I think it was the Raven game last year that it was on a Thursday night.
Okay.
That game was awesome, bro, because it was the first Thursday night game that I went to. It was at night, and I was literally like joking with the Ravens fans, and I was like shaking their hand. I was like, "Hey, congrats on your win today!" Before we even got in there, and we beat the brakes off of them.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. I remember that. I remember that. I had money on that game too.
yeah, it was lovely, and I think the time we played them before that, they put up like 54 on us. They did us dirty.
Because they played you week 1, and that's when they had Marquise Brown as a rookie, and they fucking scored 70 points against you guys.
They went off on us, and it was that.
Not
But
this time.
that's why I'm realistic with the Dolphins, my friend, because of all of the all of the ass whoopings I've been a part of. You feel me?
You got to be, bro. You got to be. I mean, dude, you guys spent, like you said, the last 50 years not going to the playoffs, and now there's a high probability that you guys will finish first in the East, and then there's an even higher probability that you guys make the playoffs. So you gotta stay humble, bro. All that shit, like how you said, like your boy was telling you, like, yo, this is a successful season. Bubble. There's 6 games left, bro. 3 of the next 6 games are intense. Are playoff contention teams. Are 2 of them could have been Super Bowl contenders right now. Like you gotta
No,
you gotta stay
we
humble. You gotta make sure that you execute the game plan, bro. And that's how they see it. I mean, if you're a football player and you watch this, or if you're an athlete that plays on any type of team and you watch this, you know for a fact that you gotta take it day by day and make sure that you stay humble to the last second off the fucking clock of that game goes off. Because if not, dude, you could lose. You could lose in one play, one mistake, one turnover, one injury. You could lose, bro.
we saw it on Thanksgiving, bro. How much time did Buffalo have? It was like what, like 15 seconds or something. Came down,
Came
made you look
back.
sick,
Yep, yep. Fucking Detroit.
So
Hey,
it's one of those things, bro. Hopefully, who knows? Maybe I feel spicy, and for the Jets game, I invite Nad's dad so I could shit on him while we beat the crap.
That'll be hilarious.
Bro, just come with us to the game, bro.
Oh man, hey,
Look,
but I appreciate.
that's why coaching makes a difference.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%,
Their
and that.
their
And,
their, their squad is full of. My bad to cut you off.
no,
Their
you good.
squad is filled with a whole. They're just young bulls that are going out there. They're not super talented, at least not to me. But what they have is they got a whole bunch of young players that play hard and they want to play hard under that coach.
Yep, yep. Because
And
he's
and and
he's going out there and showing the confidence, man. Like you said, like Tua saying, "Yo, I haven't had a coach believe in me like this since probably Alabama, bro."
and the Jets organization sucks. the same way I don't feel like our organization is awesome. This has been, the first year that they show me like, holy shit, wow, we actually made some good decisions.
Oh, oh,
No one's back there FaceTiming pole dancers and sniffing stuff.
and recording it and putting it on social media like an idiot.
So
oh my
our
God.
organization hasn't, done by a long stretch what us as a fan base feels like they should. But it's also our fault because we still go out there, party, and spend our money. So they're like, hey, it makes no difference if we lose or win. They're gonna come over, get faded anyway.
Yeah, it's still gonna be a good time no matter what. We're probably gonna bitch at each other and tell each other you suck or eat dick. But
and disclaimer, telling someone to go eat a dick, we're not telling you of anything of your sexual content. First of all, we're from Miami. If you don't like gay people here, you got to move the fuck out.
Yeah, there's gay people all over, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Like, I have gay uncles. If I tell them to eat a dick, I'm not telling them that they're gay. I'm telling them to fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off, fuck you, eat shit. Like, come on, man. Like, it's just Urban Dictionary. Look that shit up.
We live in a very, we're gonna grow up. We're gonna be in our 40s, and we're gonna laugh about how sensitive in this time period.
Oh my God,
we are not only with sports or with media, but that's an issue we have here in the States because we don't have real fucking problems. We haven't seen no real shit go down in a very long time.
There's no bombs that are bombarding our fucking neighborhoods. There's no fucking shortage of food. I was watching Black Hawk Down yesterday, and in the beginning, the reason why they went over there is because this militia was holding back food, and people were dying of starvation. 300,000 people died of starvation in the movie. That's a whole different other podcast, boy.
And then we complain about shit here.
Yeah.
Then we want to. Then we want to crucify football players for repeating, replying to people.
Hey, man. Hey, I appreciate you, Josh. Real quick, guys, you can follow me on Twitter at GMike Perez, IG, TikTok, and YouTube at GMike Media _. And then the podcast itself is available on all podcast platforms under the G Perspective. Josh, when the playoffs come around, man, if the Dolphins are in it or not, which I believe that they will be in it, and I probably got to send $100 to my boy. We put a bet on it. But when that comes around, I will definitely have you on another fucking podcast, man, and we're going to talk about what's been going on and what's going to happen. Hopefully, we can see the Fins facing the Dallas Cowboys in the Super Bowl. That'll be a fire Super Bowl right there.
In true Cowboys fan fashion.
Hey,
I knew I wasn't gonna get off of here without you saying the Cowboys, dog.
Hey, best defense in the league, baby. It's on paper. It's on paper.
You guys are playing good. I can't even. Dak has been playing good. The defense is really your bread and butter.
Facts.
That boy Parsons is no joke.
No joke. I gotta give me a jersey, bro. Hey, but I appreciate your time, Josh, man. Hey, it's always a pleasure. But I will see you this Saturday, and then I will see you for the Jets game because that shit's gonna be lit. Hopefully, it's a night game.
Yes, sir. Hit me up. I'll give you my best Mike Gesicki impersonation on the field.
The gritty, the gritty.
I mean, I can't be Tyreek Hill. I'm definitely not that fast. So I gotta be one of the slower, bigger guys. You get me?
All right, my dog. Hey, appreciate you, man. Thank you again.